I'm PRAMILA JAYAPAL, and thank you so much for inviting me to share a few words with you today. I'm a lifelong organizer, and activism and the ongoing fight for a better and more just world is right here in my heart. And so much of that fight relies on a strong democracy where we all have a voice. In just this last year, we've seen our democracy change. Record turnout, especially by communities of color, highlighted a power shift in 2020. And Black, Indigenous, immigrant, Asian and Pacific Islander, Latinx, and young people stood up and used their voices by using their votes. But then on January 6th, we were all brutally reminded of the fragility of our democracy and everything that our country stands for. And in the aftermath of the election and the big lie that fueled January 6th, states have introduced dozens of laws to restrict the right to vote. Those kinds of restrictive and often racist efforts mean that as organizers, we need to be prepared to use every single tool in our toolboxes to fight back. In Congress, we need to pass reforms like H.R. 1, the For the People Act, and the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act. And we need to do everything possible to move these through the Senate. And I believe that's only possible if we remove the filibuster. But Congress isn't the only place where this change happens. There is so much that you can do at the state and local level to revamp and reimagine our political system, to secure change, to make a real difference in people's lives, and to use your hands to bend the moral arc of the universe more quickly towards justice and show us at the federal level how it's done by doing it at the state and local level. In my home state of Washington, we've seen the people power of ballot initiatives push progressive policies forward, even as the federal government stalled. Organizers were able to guarantee marriage equality, raise the minimum wage, expand family leave, and pass so many other groundbreaking, popular, and necessary reforms. And while this year has been hard on all of us, from a public health and economic crisis to a crisis in our democracy and an uptick in hatred and violence and voter suppression efforts and in white supremacy and anti-Blackness, we can and we must fight back. We each have a role to play in defending our democracy, in lifting up the voices of diverse communities, and in imagining and securing transformative change. Today's theme is resilience and brilliance. And as you walk away from this conference, I know that that resilience and that brilliance is going to shine. Let it come through. Continue the important work of nurturing and strengthening our democracy. And know that here in Congress and in our communities, I'll be marching right alongside you every step of the way.